All right, panel, I'm going to start with you, Chris. RFK Jr. is disowning the group, but obviously Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley are playing to the base. This is red meat for the base. Is this a classic example of Republicans, or Democrats for that matter, doing the old playbook, playing to the base, and then having to go back on what they said during the general?
Well, I mean, I'm very much put in mind of the Tea Party Express in 2010 and then into the 2012 cycle, where out of a midterm cycle, you get a kablooey, you get something that catches fire. And for Republicans in the 2022 midterms, massive parental frustration with the way that the coronavirus pandemic was handled in some school districts, where it really was bad. And we know the story about how Glenn Youngkin became the governor of Virginia. Fairfax County couldn't get its schools open for 2 years, even as other neighboring school districts that are Democratic dominated and all those things managed to get kids back in the classroom. They didn't. All these frustrations were a great rallying point for Republicans. Will this carry Republicans into 2024? Yes and no. I think much like the Tea Party, it's something that excites the Republican base, tough to carry into the general election. But certainly what I most see here and take away from this, Ron DeSantis, and we saw him at the Texas border last week, he is going after Donald Trump. Yeah. And he's going after Donald Trump on Donald Trump's core supporters. Now, in terms of a strategic idea, MAGA v. MAGA, the final death match, I don't know. But for the rest of the Republican field, that's good news, right? For the rest of the Republican field, it's good news. If Ronnie D is going to keep fighting Donald Trump and in the same space, if you're Tim Scott, if you're Mike Pence or somebody else, that's good news.
In this corner, Ronnie D. Okay, Darian, Glenn Youngkin, Chris just mentioned Glenn Youngkin. He ran away from Trump. He distanced himself from Trump. And he ran on parents' rights issues, but he wasn't running on trans issues, right?
He's not running on trans issues, but you look at the issues, and they're going so far to the right. And I'm wondering if this is going to alienate those Republican voters at the center. Yeah. And as we talk about, if they're rallying around these specific issues, what are the issues that matter to the moderate Republican voters? What are the issues that are going to bring Democrats to, more moderate Democrats to the Republican Party? It's very interesting.
Real quick, I just have to go to Bill on this one because we have a quote here from President Trump. We just saw him. We do see him speaking there at the Moms for Liberty conference, but about whether he's going to be participating in debates this summer. He says, why would I give them time to make statements, meaning the other candidates, his rivals within the party? Why would I do that when I'm leading them by 50 and 60 points? Smart move?
Yeah, I think what he's going to do is if he's going to go up on the stage, he's going to get some concessions from the RNC. I don't know what those would be right now, but he has a history of doing this. In 2016, during the Iowa debate, he held a veterans event as opposed to showing up. It's a playbook that he's used in the past, and right now he's saying he's going to do that. But I think one of the things to watch to determine whether he is going to go on are the poll numbers, right? You talked about the mega Thunderdome where it's it's
a cage match, right?
and Trump. Really, the one place to watch is the other candidates going after DeSantis, trying to achieve the mantle of number 2. Yeah. And I think that's where the incoming is going to come, and we'll see if the polling changes.
If they're there to pick up the pieces. Okay.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.